broadcast. I won't take wait 2 seconds. If you want to go ahead and start, you can, but...
Yeah, I'm started in live.
What playoff race is this? What?
Pocono race 7, or no, 8. Race 8.
Race 8. Pocono. About to start mine up. You already got yours going?
Yeah.
Alright, we're definitely 100% live for both of us. Welcome, Killswitch fans and everybody alike. Sorry for the rough entry there. We were trying to get situated. Got a new, not really new guy to the booth because he normally calls the racing action with me during the Dirt League. Well, Otuga got knocked out of the playoffs, and it looks like he's going to go ahead and join me for the booth for the remainder of the season. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, what's up? How's it going, everybody? I look forward to tonight. We got a field of 16 or 17. It's going to be an awesome race tonight here at Pocono.
Yeah, Pocono, Pennsylvania never disappoints as far as the excitement and drama side of it, especially turn 1. The hardest corner in the whole game, though, in my and makes your lap worthwhile is turn 3. If you can get out of there and get a huge run heading down into that high bank corner in turn 1, normally you have pretty good success around here. So we'll see what happens here as Jinx was to be starting the room here shortly.
Alright, we can join Duke.
Go ahead and head there.
I'm helping with race control, guys, along with, that's why I'm in here with y'all too. Because I'm seeing from the booth view.
Okay.
Right now they're dealing with lag.
Right, that's not good.
I can see it too.
Been the story of 20.
I can see the lag too, boys.
Killswitch. And lag has been playing us pretty much all season long here in the late going. Ever since we had trouble here about a month ago, the server's giving up. As you see a car upside down, looking down the run straight away.
Alright, 10-4. They are restarting the race.
Well, we'll go ahead and give you a little bit of live feed of what they're doing.
Fine. We waited a little bit. I pulled out last minute to help you in the booth, so that's why we're having a little bit of difficulties here. So we'll do a manual start. Everyone will get in their position that there was in, and we'll let this thing rip.
Well, at least we don't miss the grand start of it this time, hopefully. And if there's any good news, that we are still going to try to attempt to get this screen.
Oh yeah, for sure. This is what excites me. This is where you get to see what this league, what we kind of try to represent here with these manual starts. So it looks kind of real life. It looks realistic looking. Got some guys swerving, warming their tires up, trying to get them warmed up, ready to go. You got some just, that don't think they got enough on them fresh tires, and it's pretty cool to see when they do manual starts, see them spread out like that, pacing, and I don't know, it's a pretty cool aspect instead of just dropping green right from the go. Get to see them at a slow pace, get to talk about them a little bit.
Yeah, it always makes pre-laps look pretty good out there, and always fun to kind of talk about who's in the field and lineup. Well, we're about to get underway here as I got invites from both of them guys, and we're going to see if we can get our butts in gear and be able to find a decent server tonight. Yeah, it's never easy whenever you're trying over and over to get involved in these NASCAR Heat 5 League races. Here lately, the servers haven't been our best friends, so if you fans out there would be patient enough with us, hopefully we can get this thing underway.
Don't look, that's fine.
As we are heading to Pocono Raceway. 2.5 miles, 3 distinct corners. What turn 4 is like normal coming off the corners? There is no turn 4. The old triangle.
Alrighty, here we go. We're bringing them here to you, and we're bringing it quick. 65 laps here, 18 drivers. Who is going to win at Pocono?
It looks like we're going to go ahead and get us a manual caution right here. So if you see everybody kind of spread out, getting in their positions from what they qualified as the 48 gets turned around back there, and damage is on, so that's going to be an issue back there from further back.
Yeah, I saw someone didn't go there, and the 48 just didn't have nowhere to go and got collected there, and that's very unfortunate. Someone was in a rush there, and that costed them right off the bat before we even dropped the green flag.
Well, right you are, because they're going to have to come down that pit lane over there and fix that race car before they ever get going, so most likely they're going to have to start tailing in the field anyway. So,
good thing
maybe they might be able
Jinx
to fix it,
is in there,
back.
And he has decided that everyone with damage is allowed to go pit, so we're going to have another caution lap while everyone's rushing down the pit road to try to fix their equipment before the green flag is even dropped. We've already had incidents here on the track.
Well, that's pretty normal, and whenever you deal with stuff like this on a weekly, and not everybody knows where they're at, and it's pretty chaotic whenever you don't have a lot of information being fed you, and you're just trying to get lined up.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, as we're sitting here waiting for this, now's a good time to go through the field here. In the round of 8 standings, we got Death. He's ahead with 3,052 points. He's 13 points ahead of the cut line here. Second place here in the playoffs is Sniper. He is 8 points above the cut line. Then we go off to third place. Third place is Frank. Frank, you know, he made that playoff run last year and won the championship. He is sitting nice in that final 4 position here, headed into race 2. And in fourth, we got Jinx. He is only 1 point above that cut line. Who he is fighting today is Hellcat. Right there in 5th spot. 6th is Filsky. He's 2 back. 7th is Collins. Collins had a pretty nice showing and unfortunately lagged out in the stage 4 last week at Charlotte. He's only 9 points out. Then we have Roadhogger. He had a very rough race last week, but he's not in a must-win situation yet. He's only 19 back.
Well, he was one of the few back there that was dealing with that crash damage to the front of his race car, speaking of Roadhogger.
Well, here we go. They are lining it up.
Looks like they're going to try to drop the rag on this event and see where we go from here. 16 cars are lined up, ready to rock here for 65 laps here at the Pocono, Pennsylvania racetrack.
And we got really on the front row, we have Schlink making his return to Kill Switch this weekend. He's going to run the last 3 races with us here. Oh, and he's slowing down. Is he going to do
Looks
an
like he's
EOL and
dropping to
start?
the rear.
Yeah, he's dropping to the rear. Surprising move there. Well, excuse
And the
me.
Mountain Dew.
Starting on the front row, actually, now, well, we know for sure Bless got pole. And Brig is going to start second.
Yeah, Briggs in that number 18 Skittles Camry, as it looks like they're about to get ready to head through turn number 3 to come up to our Geico restart zone. Fans are excited and we've been waiting for this for quite a while to get down to the last few races of the playoffs here and kill switch for the Cup Series. It's been a tough road to get here for sure. Too good. I know you're relieved. So, you ready?
Oh, I'm ready, and here we go as they come out of turn 3 here. They are coming to the Geico restart zone. Duke, send them away.
Green American Ethanol green flag is dropped and it's in the air. 11 and 18 are side by side, barreling off into turn number 1 at close to 175 miles an hour.
Yes, side by side indeed. Will that bottom prevail? It looks like it does here for Blessed. Wait a minute. No, it does not. Brig has a run coming out of 1.
The outside is trucking up there with that number 1 following right behind him of Sniper and that gear wrench Chevrolet. You got also the 22, it looks like of old Jinx, our good old buddy right there fighting with the number 12 of Filsky, I believe that is.
As they go through the tunnel turn. Oh, Sniper gets in the wall coming out of the tunnel turn.
Popped the outside safer bear for a second, but it doesn't seem like it hurt him too bad. He just lost 1 spot or 2 to 11 of Blessed there and Jinxed coming out of 3.
Yes, indeed. And Brig, here he comes across the stripe to lead the first lap of this race. He dominated last week.
Is lagging. It looked like the 2 car is severely everywhere. Just reporting, not really trying to start anything, but
oh, the 22's around. Sniper gets into the 22, and it's going to cause a big pile up. Caution. Caution. Caution is out.
22 is crashed.
And we are racing to the line.
As they get down and dirty, getting towards the start-finish line, we're going to see who gets this lead before the next restart. And it looks like it's got Brig out front for right now in front of West Era. And Sniper didn't come out too bad in that situation. And he gets his 3rd spot back. Coming across the line for the caution. Manual flag will wave.
Yes, our first caution of the day here, Duke, and it came fast. I knew it would. A lot of drivers here, you know, we've been struggling dealing with getting lobbies together, so there definitely has not been much practice this week. And I knew this track would be a problem. It's not called the Tricky Triangle for nothing.
Well, maybe NASCAR knows something, a thing or two, about letting these boys practice a whole bunch because it normally generates really great racing. It's like going to the racetrack and have it rain all weekend, and then Sunday finally it's sunny and beautiful. You ain't even had a chance to turn a wrench, and you just drop it on the track and hope for the best.
Yes, and pits are now open this time. Let's see if the leaders, which I assume they will, just to make their adjustments, because you know here on sliders everything's default, so I'm sure everyone's coming in to make their little adjustments that they've made.
I don't think it's going to be small. I think a lot of those cars were wiggling on that start, and you've seen them all over the place, so you're going to be seeing wedge wrenches slinging and air gauges are going, because they're going to be changing a lot of stuff underneath them race cars.
Oh, man, that 18 car looks beautiful. I don't remember seeing that car on the track, but, man, I wish I could see that car again. That Skittles Dips. That looks really nice.
Oh, yeah. Looks like Ernie Irvin used to run that scheme in a sense.
As we come out of 3 now, yellow. Let's see who pits and who stays out. It looks like the whole field coming down pit road.
Fuel is going to be a big deal tonight, and if you think you can make it, you might start trying to plan your strategy early. A lot of people treat this race as like a road course race. You pit ahead of the time and try to stay out as long as you can at the end.
And here we go. Let's see what the strategy is. Is it everyone's going to take 4 tires or what?
Most likely, probably right sides and a splash of fuel and quite a bit of adjustments. Then again, depending on how bad your car was handling, probably 4.
Here we go. It looks like Briggs took 4 along with the rest of the field. It looks like everyone took 4, and you were correct on that, sir.
Yep, Briggs is your first car out. It looks just like the way they came in, pretty much. Nobody really lost or gained anything on pit road there. As we get ready to come to your choose rule, and the Geico restart's on here in just a moment. Sorry to hear about your driver today and Kyle Larson, man. Looks like when they run good together, they run bad together in the same sense, because both of them were running good last week at the Chicago Street Course. Had awesome running, everything position, and everything went bad, and the same thing happened today at Pocono, Pennsylvania. Ironic.
And here we go as we're coming up to the tunnel turn here. This is the choose for this week. We're not going to, this is a huge track to do manuals on, so we're going to get this as quick as possible to you, the much green flag action as we can as they're choosing now.
As they're coming through turn number 3 here, just right shortly. It looks like Sklinkin will be your race leader, followed by the 11 on the front side row. And then you're going to have Sniper in row number 2 with Filsky at number 12. And then the third row, looks like we got Deb before Dishonor in the number 77. And Schlinken rounding out your top 6.
And here we go, coming out of 3. We're headed to the Geico restart zone. Briggs about to lead the field to green. And
American
green flag
is out.
What a jump by Briggs there.
That 11 looks torn up on our screen, but pretty sure the game's got him fixed up, as they look like they're 4 wide, 3 wide for a split second.
Yep. There we go, going off into 1. Schlink looks like he has the momentum on the top side. He pinches down on Filsky. Filsky makes contact with Sniper. Sniper into Schlink.
There's a couple of cars back there that got crossed up. I believe the 37 and a couple of others back there look like the 42. They didn't agree with turn 1 too well, as we got the race leaders up here walking away from 3rd place. As Schlink got a little bit of a run.
Yes, the 48 got into the 9 there in the tunnel turn. Got tight. That's one big thing about that tunnel turn that a lot of guys are going to struggle. You're going to see a lot of cars today snap tight, not loose, tight in that tunnel turn. And if there's a car on the outside of them, they're going to mess them up real bad.
Yeah, you got to roll that corner really well too. You got to get in there kind of hard, roll it up, and let the car just roll. And then right before you start to come out of that corner, start easing back into that accelerator. Because the moment you stand in is the moment that front end picks up speed, and you're going straight for the outside wall.
And as I'm on board with Briggs here, he's in a tight battle for the lead here with Blessed. Blessed missed the last few weeks, and it cost him the playoff spot, but he is determined here still to get a win. And he's looking strong early in that 11 car.
Yeah, Blessed there, and Briggs has walked away by the field, probably close to about a 3-second lead between the both of them. Throw a blanket over 1st and 2nd. The same with 3rd through 5th. They're back there battling it out, while these 2 guys up here are allowed to race by themselves.
Yes, indeed. And Filsky, he's one of them playoff guys. He's the first playoff guy. He's battling right now with Sniper. Sniper just dives to the inside as they head off into 1. Will Sniper make it work, or will that outside prevail? Jinx is also there. He's another playoff guy in the mix.
Gets the run in, but does he get the run off? And he does. Filsky loses 2 spots, maybe 3.
As they tangle back there, the leaders are side by side as we go down the first straightaway into the tunnel turn.
Side by side, 11 clips the glass just a tiny bit. Almost clear, not quite yet. And 18, he slides right back by him on the outside there in 3.
Oh man, these Toyotas, they're out here putting on a show today. And I thought that 11 had the lead there, but that 18 said not so fast on the high line and zoomed by him there in the tunnel turn.
West there, and Briggs playing a little cat and mouse on the front straightaway. while the rest of them are licking their chops at them, hoping they tear each other up and have a shot at this race.
Well, now that Sniper got around for third there with Jinx right behind them, they seem to be closing the gap here a little bit. I see Death floating around back there in the 5th position. Someone dives low. Is that the 48? Is the 48 still in the mix back there in the top 5?
I'm trying to find out. He's right there with Jinx and that Camaro.
What an impressive run here by Pack today, coming out of nowhere. Maybe it's a switch to the 2020 cars. He's got some speed in that 48 today. As he makes a move on Jinx, he gets under Jinx, and he makes the pass. The 48 car is up to 4th.
It might be just a little bit of that Jimmy Johnson luck, if you get me. Checking out's on the top of the box. You got something special under the hood of that thing, you know it.
Oh yeah, for sure. As Jinx is trying to work back in on him. But like I said, Sniper's starting to separate himself now here in the 3rd place car. Oh, and Filsky takes a dive low loose on the exit. Almost into the inside wall there. He gathers it back up, but he lost another 2 or 3 spots.
And excuse me for getting the wrong number on the side of this thing. It's a 21 for Filsky. The 12 is I'm not exactly sure who I might have figured that one out. It's Shannon B. Excuse me for that mix-up early on. As Shannon goes to the grass and turn number 3.
Oh, was that Shannon, not Filsky?
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me. And here goes the last lap here in stage 1. Brigg has been dominant here so far in this race.
See if that Toyota Camry has got enough for his fellow teammate right there as he kisses the outside safety rear on exit. Closes right up on the back bumper.
Oh,
Bama
and he gets him a little loose with the push. Is it enough?
Bama's got to get right up to him going off into turn number 2. Thought better of it.
Oh.
11 got loose off the corner along with 18 as they dive it off into turn number 3, coming towards the stripe for the green and white checkered flag to be waved here for the end of stage number 1. It looks like Brigg will hold off the 11 of Bama, or Blessed Air, excuse me. Well,
what a stage 1, guys. I mean, we have not seen it. You're right. It's the calm before the storm. I think everyone's kind of getting used to these 2020 cars. Still,
I think that 11's just warming up.
I think they're filling them out. Them 2 up front, they have their cars filled out. You can tell who practiced this week and who didn't right now.
Well, you know, to run a 2020 is like putting on an old pair of shoes that you've had forever. They just fit right on.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we've ran these cars for quite a long time on Heat 5, so coming back here is like putting on an old pair of shoes that you wore forever and feeling just right. So it's like riding a bike you don't forget. And Pocono is not a track that a lot of people run at neither. That's another thing as well.
Alrighty.
Go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
American ethanol green flags out. We're going to go ahead and see what happens heading off into turn number 1 here. 24 and 77 in the 2nd row. Looks like the 11 gets enough room to squeeze down in front of Death.
Yes,
as they funnel down in turn number 1.
That 18 has killer restarts, if you notice, man. He jumps out in front of them guys by a lot, and I think that's going to be real crucial when it comes late in this race.
Oh, yeah, and he's got a guy in his mirror that's filling it full. And he's got a pair of Joe Gibbs racing drivers versus
and
Hendrick
the 24
here.
Gets under the 11, washes him up, and he bumps the wall. Here comes the 24.
On the inside, thinks about it. He's there, but can he complete the pass on track race down the front straightaway across the stripe? It's the 18 for now as the 24 slides back in line.
Oh, and there's a big wreck in the back, and this is going to bring out the caution here. And 4x4 was making moves early. He was up to 2nd there.
Yeah, these guys further back, they're having their hands full, as it looks like we got a couple of people that are retiring from tonight's race. Brandon Hall was in the number 37 Priest machine. That looks like it is done for tonight, along with Collins in the 23, unfortunately. Looks like he's no longer in the event as well and in the garage.
Yeah, we got 3 guys that looks like they have lagged out of this race early, unfortunately.
And our good pal as well, Chevy Noah. Didn't really see much of him in that number 8.
I'm riding back here with Jinx on this restart. Let's see what happens. I see he's in the back of the pack, and he's one of these guys that is on the cut line. Right there with him is Filsky.
Green flag's in the air, and it looks like Race Freak's dropping all the way back, as his car is not agreeing with the server in this game at the moment.
No, it's not. It's all over the place here. We can see it here, even on the booth. It's lagging everywhere.
Unfortunate circumstances for the number 2 at the moment. As we're still on board with the 22 we're going to go ahead and jump back up to the lead and see who's trying to take it. Looks like Schlink is on the inside with Depth Before Dishonor with Brig, and the 24 tries to make the dive bomb move. Thought better of it and jumped out of it. Now that's going to stack him up 3 wide, 4 wide.
Man, what a crazy view I got now with the onboard with Frank. That was wild in front there, as you were calling it. 4, almost 5 wide there as they fanned out.
Give the lead to Death Before Dishonor is out front. Said I might be out of playoffs, but you ain't going to keep me out of victory lane. As here comes Slinkin with the run on the inside off into turn number 1.
And Duke, he is in the playoffs. He is in the playoffs, Duke.
77 is?
Mm-hmm. This is very crucial, as no one is locked in yet because Briggs' domination last week.
Oh, boy. They do not want him to win then, because he is going to eventually go all the way.
Yes, if someone in the playoffs wins tonight, they have a spot in the championship. Momentum lost down the straight.
Keeps on trucking, and the 24 pounces on him hard. Goes towards the inside, 4x4. Side by side with a 77 for a second, as the 77 just got the momentum going into 1. Down to this super stretch here. These guys are trying to mind their manners as Brig tries to fire another shot on the inside. And Def said, don't forget about me. I want a piece of this action. Oh, Big Wreck, the 18 is in the outside wall. Def Before Dishonor, and the 18.
And it's going to be Emmanuel at the line. Big Wreck as the 11.
2 of the heavy favorites.
The 11 prevails, and he's one of the favorites as well. Him and the 12 car here capitalized. Shannon up there, Schlink, the 7, and Road, he's up there, and he's the one that's really needing some points, and he's up there in the mix running 6th now after that incident. I know after these few cautions that we've had, there's not many laps here left in stage 2, and boy, would Road love some stage points.
You know, I would hate to beat Kyle Busch or anything around him right now with the kind of luck that the 8 cars had. I don't know if I want his name on top of my roof, but I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but they were battling hard for the race lead and went for the same spot, and they just met right in the middle.
I wish we could go off into the replay there, because what happened there is it got 3 wide quick, and I think Death tried to get out of it. He saw his car, again, his car snapped tight, like I was talking about earlier. He had it, he was low, he went down on the apron. As soon as he went down on the apron, I saw that 77 go straight. Now, it looked like he was trying to slow down, but he caught that 18, and it made him straighten up. And
yeah,
he just
straight
went straight
right
in the wall.
into the outside ball.
Yep.
It was a racing deal, to say the least. It wasn't nothing intentional, but pretty sure we're going to hear a thing or two later. As they come down pit road. You will have pretty much everybody come down pit road here, looks like. I don't know if there's any takers that stayed out.
There's 16 laps here in stage 2 as we get the race off pit road now, and it looks like the 12 car beats the 11 off pit road. Shannon has the lead here. And it looks like the 88 of road comes out in third.
Comes off pit road. The 88 machine's in prime position as we get ready to come up to the Geico choose rule after they just made them pit stops.
Like I was saying, man, if he can hold on to that right there, that is huge. He is minus 19 entering this race. Stage 1, I don't think he got any stage points, but I don't think many of the playoff competitors got stage points. Him getting a third would be huge.
And it looked like majority of the people that's been out of the playoffs were not in up front playing with the people that were. The only one that was really cashing in on points was Duff. As we are in the middle of stage number 2.
They're doing their choose now, as I'm going to go on board with Roadhogger here for this road restart. Another guy that's crucially needing this race to go his way for a run at the Final Four.
Right here, we'll be rounding the roof cam of this number 88 Chevy. We're going to go ahead and see what the sponsor is on it. It looks like old Dale Jr. or Alex Bowman's team. As soon as I can get back down. There we are. Looks like NOCO is going to be the sponsor on the side of that. Chevy Goods. It must be some kind of brand for Chevrolet as far as selling goods or accessories. As we come to the Geico restart zone for another installment. Going across the stripe, looks like the 12 jumps out front of Shannon B.
Yes, poor restart with the 11.
Catch the Blessed Era sleeping on the start. Went from second to dropping back all the way to about 7th now for that number. Oh wait, that's the number 88, excuse me.
Yeah, he had a bad restart there. He gathers it up now though and staying with the pack. But out front, we got Shannon leading with 4x4 in second, Sniper and 11 car of Blessed side by side there for third.
Right, you are Schlinken and 11 right there. They're the only battle that I see at the moment. Door-to-door handle coming off the exit. Turn number 3, side by side for just a moment. As it looks like the outside lane will prevail. West tried to get into that little hole there. Made a slight contact with Schlinken. There was not room as Roadhogger jumps to the inside of him as they all stack up going into turn number 1. Go ahead and get on board with Brig here, our race leader from earlier on whenever they had that spat of death before dishonor. I'm pretty sure they're still going to have something to say about this before this is over.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. We are not done with them guys that were out front earlier. As Road, he gets a little contact there. And
he got set into the wall there in turn number 3 by the 18. 18 stood up there and tapped the outside door of the number 88, and see you later, buddy.
Yeah, that's not what you wanted to see there if you're the number 88, but neither the Hellcat either and Frank, all three of them guys are running in the back of the pack now, and that's not what you want to see if you're a playoff guy when you see Filski, Death, Jinx. All them guys are up front running right now. You do not want to see that if you're them three.
Well, the 18's running so hard right now is because the guy that is running in front of him is the one that costed him the lead. So he's going to be a little bit more on the pissed off side. You know, you work your way all the way up there, getting the lead, and get crashed for trying to go for it. So,
oh, and Frank gets loose.
As we got a car coming down pit road.
Looks like Roadhogger coming down pit road here now. He's known for that strategy. He's known to pit early, and maybe he'll get good out of it in this race.
Well, this track, you don't lose a lap as long as you pit at a certain time of them being in front of you. So most likely he is trying to pit before the end of the stage with 3 to go, 3 to 4 to go. That way when they pit, he gets to stay out.
And it looks like the one car is called to go to pit road. Let's see who all's going to follow him down here.
Pit stop shortly. You know, once one comes, the rest of them's gonna follow. As we try to get an idea on how many's coming out pit road right now.
Yeah, so far
Number
it looks
one,
like
here
just
he
the
is.
one. So Roadhogger and Sniper is the first two to come down to start the green flag stops here.
And that's not really shocking at all, considering them two's resumes as far as racing.
As we go back
Normally,
here,
they play their hands early.
as we go back out on the track here, we got 4x4 out in the lead in that 24 Hertz machine, followed by Shannon in the 12 and Schlink there in the 9. He's finally worked his way back up after that early damage, back up to the third place position. And back behind him, you got Death coming in. And as I'm talking and saying that, I see a move getting made in there. 3 wide going into the turn 3.
That
Turn 3. Yeah,
bout
turn
did
3.
not work.
Oof. And we're all bottled up for third place now. 6 cars under a blanket. Someone went down the pit.
Said, screw this.
Yep, 9 car down pit road.
Yeah, he said, if you're going to beat me up, I'm going to go ahead and go down pit road.
Yeah, honestly, that was a smart move by the 9 because all them cars in the wad right there just lost time down that straightaway.
Yeah, they're fighting a little too hard for.
Oh, someone's loose into the inside wall.
That was a 2 of Race Freak. He got really loose off the. He didn't touch the inside safer barrier, but he was dang sure heading for it.
And that's one guy we haven't talked about. He's been fighting the servers all race, and it looks like his car is finally cleaned up, and he's finally working his way back to the front here for the first time today.
Hopefully so we can get a good clean race out of everyone here tonight. Makes our jobs a lot easier here at Kill Switch whenever everybody's doing what they're supposed to and the game cooperates.
I don't want to jinx him now, but the man that constantly finishes second, so close, and has all this stuff happen to him, is out front and pulling away here in stage 2.
Yeah, he's in prime position. That number 1 here quite a bit as he letting everybody know he's coming to pit road this time. That 24 car has been pretty quick all season long. And Jeff has quite a bit of a record here at Pocono, so...
Oh, the 77 gets hit into the outside wall, bottles them all up again for second.
11 nails the outside safer barrier coming out of turn number 2.
77 as well. Who was that got into him? Was that the 18 again?
Might have been. As 24 nails pit road, and the rest of them fight ahead.
As we're going board now with Death, he is your new leader as the green flag pit stops continue here at Pocono. He is followed by Shannon in second, or no, excuse me, Filski has worked his way up to second now. Third, I believe, is Brig there in the 18, I believe. Can you confirm that? And here comes the battle for the lead. Filski's taking the lead. As it looks like Filski has a long run car. His car is starting to come to life here as Death is one of the front runners. And here comes Brig. Yes, it is Brig. Brig is on the inside of the 77 again.
Yeah, car stopped on the inside of turn number 2 for some reason. So that was the number 11. It looks like it might be Sniper that might be up front. I'm not too terribly sure. I believe it might be because he's got 4x4 dead behind him.
Oh, and Death gets loose on exit, and so does the car behind Race Freak into the inside wall. I believe that's Shannon.
Yep, Shannon bounces it off the inside wall.
And now Brig is on Filski's tail for that first place position as we're watching the battle for first take place. Both of these cars still got a pit here before stage 2 ends. "12 cars pitting now. There's only about 5 cars left that has not pitted. As you got Filski in first, Brig in second, and Race Freak has worked his way up to third here. And I believe these guys are the only three. Well, no, I see Des back there. There's 4 cars left on the track that has not pitted yet.
Well, hopefully everything turns out well for them. This is where everything starts to get chaotic because it's kind of hard to keep up with everybody.
The Race Freak comes down pit lane now. That leaves 2 out. 5 to go. 5 to go here in stage 2.
With just a handful of laps left, what do you do?
Surely the next 2, by this lap right here, the next lap, these guys will be coming down, and I think Filsky just showed that he's coming down the pit road here.
Yeah, Jinx already hit pit road, so he's good. Looks like everybody pretty much has as well. I want to say 24 is the leader.
Not yet. I don't know who's going to stock with her. I'm going to stay on board with 18 and try to figure it out.
Yeah, 18 and 12 or 21 is coming in.
The 22 got lapped. He's unlapping himself now. All 3
so
just came
2
in.
are the race leaders.
Yep, them 3. Death is coming in too. So
okay.
now the next car by should be the leader, which should be the 24 if it plays out right. Should be.
Oh, let's go ahead and get on board with him and see if that's how it works out.
And here comes Filsky. Filsky is already off. Filsky looks like he just takes gas only. Let's see where he fades out on the track.
He's coming out of pit road as the 24. 4x4 is heading down the long front straightaway, entering turn number 1.
Death is gonna pass him here. Death is our new leader, I believe. Followed by Schlinken, and Filsky comes away in 3rd.
Yep, and Briggs is back there in that 18. Far behind Briggs. Looks like it's 4x4 for your top 5.
But Schlink is coming. And I believe we're coming to the line now. It's going to be 2 to go.
2 laps remaining, and it looks like the race leader is on cruise control for right this moment.
I don't know. Here comes that 9. He's looking underneath. They're side by side off in the 1. 9 has the advantage off. The 9's clear.
Schlinken is going to play it just right. Hopefully he took 4 tires on that last stop, but it looks like the 77. Something's amiss with him. Whether he just took fuel or tires is to be known.
And here comes Filsky powering underneath Death.
Death looks like he has nothing to fight with there on them old tires.
As we're coming out of 3.
And Death before the siren's hard in the outside safe for barrier 3. Believe he has a right front now. Yep, a right rear, excuse me.
Here we go, last lap here.
Yeah, and Death before dishonor may have just taken himself completely out of this race.
He's out of gas.
He spun around a bunch. I think he blew a tire too.
Oh man, unfortunate for our points leader headed into tonight's race. And it wasn't by much either, only a 13-point advantage tonight. Might diminish after that, stage 2 there. As you got Schlink coming out of the tunnel turn, headed off into 3 with a dominant lead. He is going to win this stage 2 with ease.
Yeah, his only competition pretty much shot himself dead in the water. So, coming out of turn number 3, coming across the stripe, it looks like he will be your stage number 2 winner.
Yes, Schlinken followed by Filsky. Filsky with the huge points, 9 points needed. Very, very, very fortunate for him. He was 2 points below the cut coming into this race. That's a lot of points for him there. As the other guys are struggling tonight, especially the guys that were around the cut. Jinx, Hellcat, Roadhogger. I mean, Collins is now in a must-win situation after lagging out so early tonight. He's going to get 18th place points. He's going to be in must win come to Phoenix next week.
And it's kind of nuts how in the beginning of this race, the 77 and the 18 were going to be the guys to win the race, or the 11 anyway, and they went to walking away. And now both the 77 and the 11 have basically fallen on their face. Briggs did too, but it looks like he's able to work through it and place that car in the third, which is pretty impressive.
Yes, I'm really impressed with Filski. Like I said, I mean, I know I'm bragging on him here. He just got that second place and got them 9 points, but you're talking about a guy that started this race 13th and had to work through all that mess and found himself after all that finally up to second now here headed for the final stage. And it looked like he had a very good long run car under his belt.
As the Geico restart zone is underway, and it looks like the room is lagging something terrible, at least on our screen, or mine. The 9 is everywhere. And it looks like they try to go off into turn number 1. Yep, the room's messed
Yeah,
up.
it's settling down now on my screen.
Nah, it's worse. It's like way worse. Yeah, this thing's legitimately screwed on my screen.
And here comes Filski with the battle under Schlink. Can he make it work? No, he cannot.
The whole room's killed on my screen.
Really?
Yeah, they're like stuck in a fast forward mode. I'll be right back. Is it lagging for real, or is it just me?
Oh, there's the whole field. The whole field is around in one.
Yeah,
Caution is out here.
$43 laps in, and it looks like we're going to have a lot of issues here.
Be careful, girl.
Yeah, everything's kind of screwed up. It's not just... Restart looks back to being on my screen, maybe. I'm lucky. As they fan out, going to turn up 4th is 4x4, or Pilski, excuse me. 5th is 77 of depth before the signer. After his troubles earlier on, exiting out of stage number 2. Got a fight on our hands for the lead here between the 18 and the 9. Side by side for a split second, thought better of it, jumped right back behind him as he keeps peeking out to the left side. Nine car might have a slight advantage, maybe not. The 18 gets to run off the corner. 9 car falls right back behind as the leader, number 18, tries to break the draft to get a run off the corner.
I'm gonna have to disconnect and come back in too.
Okay.
Be right back.
Alright.
Can't get no good quality when it's lagging like that.
And it fixed all the cars for me on my screen. All back to normal. 18 and the 9 is trying to fat this out. It looks like the top 5 is broken away from 6. They got a race up here for the battle for the lead here. And I thought about going to the side, thought better of it. as they turn off into turn number 2. Onto
Sorry, ladies
that
and gentlemen, we're
flat
loading back
apron on
in.
the bottom. As the leaders are getting ready to go side by side off into turn number 3, I'll paint the picture for you. The 9 dives low hard off into the entry at turn number 3. And the middle, and the 9 has got the position coming off the corner as the 18 gets a run off the exit of 3 and pulls alongside and may even peek a nose out in front of the number 9 going off
And here
into turn
comes the
number 1.
11, giving his teammate a bump, going off into 1. There, you could throw a blanket over the top 5 cars now. Man, what a race we're getting here in Pocono.
They're going to keep racing, and 6th, 7th, and 8th is going to close the door, and we're going to have an 8-car race for the lead here, as much as they've been battling it out up here.
Well, we're going to definitely have to have a green flag pit stop before this is said and done. And it's going to be crucial who can get on the best.
Caution or yellow flag or green flag pit stop. We have no clue as of yet until we see how this place plays out.
What a power move there for Brigg, taking back 2nd place there.
Yep, and the number 9 is playing Follow Me down the front straightaway, trying to break that draft. Oh, as the 9 or the 18 of Briggs gets right on the back bumper to 9.
88 Roadhogger into the wall. He definitely does not want to see that.
Unfortunate circumstances for the number 88.
As he's back in 12th right now. Frank's in 13th. Hellcat's in 14th. Playoff drivers not having the race they're wanting to today. Them 3, they may be the ones below the cut line after this race, heading into the final one in Phoenix next week. You got Filsky running an excellent race today here in 3rd as he's trying to fend off Death. Death is, after that unfortunate stage 2 where he ran out of gas there, he's trying to get all he can get here.
Yeah, Death's not going to give up until there's no other option to try to stay in the round of 4. As him and Filsky get a run on the number 9 Shrink, going off into turn number 2.
The 9 looks underneath Brigg again into the tunnel turn. Brigg has the speed on exit with that high line. The 21 follows the 18 high. Is he going to capitalize and take the 2nd place away from the 9?
Looks like the 9's got the bottom working pretty good, but the outside lane is kind of the place to be. Looks like the whole group kind of went up there as they are trying to break the draft down the front straightaway.
And here we go. He's making another run at the 18. He's at his quarter panel. He can't make it work. He keeps
Looks
peeking.
like
He's
it's
trying.
going to take a group of them.
Oh, and then the 11 gets loose and he's into the inside wall.
11 Carb West there had a prominent racing early on and has went to complete chaos here at Lake Lowen at Pocono.
Yes, and creeping into the picture now in 5th. It looks like Race Freak, he's starting to make gains here on the top 4. As they're racing, Filsky sends the 18 down. Filsky's going to be aggressive here as he wants this win. And the 18 gets loose and he's up the track.
Into the outside wall all by himself. Pretty much take the 18 of Briggs out of this, and it's the 9th race to lose now. Oh, like the 18 had a tire go down or something, was a miss for that number car. Whatever the case may be, he is out of the race now from either that or on pit road with crash damage, trying to get it repaired. Same with West Era. He made an early trip to pit road here, and they fixed that. as it looks like the number 9 is your race leader and is possibly pulling away slightly from Filski and Def.
Yes, and that has opened up with them 2 cars getting out, the 11 and the 18. It's opened up the chance for Race Freak here to close in, as he is now a couple of car lengths back from catching that draft of Death, pulling him into this race.
Yeah, I'm trying to get on the leaders. Here we
And here comes the 9 car. He's the first one down pit road. Smart move. If you're going to make the pit and you want to see who comes down first, might as well be the leader, huh, dude?
Yeah, normally that plays out pretty well as long as there ain't a race caution. And even if there is, that'll play right to his hands.
Looks like he lures 4x4 down as well, and I can't tell, but there's another car that got lured down as well with them too.
Looks like the 88 and...
Here we go. I think this is the money stop. I think this is the last stop of the race.
Crew's got to be perfect. You got to be perfect coming on and off of pit road, and if not, this is where races and one is lost.
The 1 car just signaled for his pit. We're about to start getting rapid fire down pit road, I feel like, here, Duke. It's time. Everyone just saw the leader come in. It's time to make your move.
Yeah,
2
once
cars
you see
come
that
down.
leader do it, you have a lot of anxiety. Because the moment that yellow flag comes out, you are in a hot mess.
Well, once some leaders start coming in, once there's enough of them, you turn into a sitting duck. You're way slower than them guys on the fresh tires. You're holding on while they're digging.
True. Or you could flip it and hope they wear their stuff out before you come down the pit road. As it looks like all of them have pretty much come down pit road. 7 is on pit road now. 22, which I think Jinx, I don't know if he's out of it completely or not.
And here comes the 21 of Filski, the 77 of Death. They're all coming down. All the leaders just came down. Did anyone just speed there? Because they all came down very last minute. As soon as anyone got caught, there was a speeding penalty there.
Maybe 1 or 2 cars, and it's not going to be pretty paying the speeding penalties 30 seconds on a 2.5 mile track while they're busting 200 miles an hour. You're having to sit there for another 30 seconds while they're out there doing a $1.85.
As I'm on board with Filski right now in his pit stop, I feel like he might be the one to come off first. He's had a good pit crew today, and here he is. He's off. Race Freak follows. Death actually gets out in front of Filski here. But the race is on the outside as Schwink goes by.
Nose to tail for them two as they got into it a slight bit coming up back on the racetrack between Def and the 21.
Oh, and Sniper's around. Race Freak's around. 3 cars around. 4x4 is involved as well. Caution's out.
Big wreck off in turn number
Schwink
1.
Is in the catbird seat now to win his return to kill switch, as he just passed him, became the leader as the caution came out there. As all them cars entered the track there, it got a little confusing, and Sniper lost control and backed into the wall, and it just collected the whole field.
Unfortunate circumstances for Sniper. That number 1 gear wrench Chevy.
Yes, and here we go. It's about to get crazy, ladies and gentlemen, because we are, I believe, inside 10 to go. I believe.
American Ethanol green flag is back out in the air, hopefully for the final restart. With 6 laps remaining for the big boys here. And it looks like it's back at big time on the screen again.
And we're going to have to deal with it with the 6 laps left, as Frank chose to stay out in that And Silsky did as well, I believe, instead of pitting.
You're going to have to call it. I'm going to have to back up. Come back.
Silsky is in this. He is side by side. Oh, and him and the nines making contact. Oh, there's a big one.
Technical difficulties for me right at this moment. Just 5 laps remaining.
Alrighty. We're about to go back green here. And it looks like Frank has the lead here with Hellcat and Road in third. What a flip-flop here. Sniper in fourth. As this overtime restart is underway. Green, white, checkers.
Green, white, checkers in the air, and Hellcat and Frank are out front on the front row, followed by Roadhogger, and that number 88, NoCo Chevy.
The top five. The top five's all playoff drivers in. Road gets a little loose, knocks Hellcat up the track. Hellcat into the wall.
He saves the race car off the
and
outside.
And here comes Death and Road splitting 21. Frank 3 wide for the lead, going off into the tunnel turn.
Side by side, somebody got
Frank around.
the number 1, and the rest of the field is crashing behind. We got a car upside down. 11 of Bless there is flipping wildly.
And here we go. Caution is out. Caution is out. We're going to have overtime restart number 2 here with, I believe, Death on the front row. Death and Roadhogger here. Playoff stuff is on the line, Duke, here. This is very, very, very important restart here. A green, white, checkered. It's anyone's race. You don't have to be the fastest to win this thing. You just got to be fastest for 2 laps.
Yeah, but you got to be able to get there to that white flag, because if that yellow flag comes out again, you have to turn around, re-rack it, and do it all over again. So your main concern is hoping that the whole field gets a whole lap in whenever you get that race lead.
Does Death punch his ticket in for his first ever appearance in the Final Four, or does Road finally get a victory, finally, in kill switch? As he's leading them to green here, Shannon on the outside, 4x4 in third, Sniper in fourth, and we are green here at Pocono.
Green, white, checkered as Roadhogger sits there and tries to fire it off into turn number 1. Got the 12 right there on the outside, thought better of it with 4x4 as they battle for second. Right to the rear quarter panel is the 24, 4x4, gives him a little bit of tap. He's having to fight the 12 down low. 3 wide for your race lead, heading off into turn number 2.
And here we go, side by side, going into the tunnel turn. 4x4 is able to get away here. 88 into the wall.
3 wide. 88 about the wall. Sniper comes through, almost gets collected in. Everybody makes it through pretty much unscathed. Heartbreak for the 88 as the number 9 takes the race lead. Off into turn number 3, come to the white flag this time.
White flag's in the air, so no matter what, this race is official. And here comes Death. Death's trying to make a move.
Does 9 have enough? Or will it be the 24 or the 12? As it looks like multiple other cars further back, almost getting the outside wall. As the number 9 of Schlinken is heading off into the tunnel turn with about a 2-second lead. The race is on for second between Death before Dishonor and the number 12. Shannon B. Shannon B goes up to the outside. Looks like go ahead and give the win to the number 9 Mountain Dew Chevy of Schlinken. A race return, and he takes your checkered flag here at Pocono.
Nice, with Death coming in second, Hellcat rounding out the top 3 there. Wow, much needed effort there for Hellcat. That should move him into the top 4 conversation heading into Phoenix next week. Very unfortunate for Frank and Roadhogger there, as they had cars up front late in this thing and got put in the wall and put towards the back of the field there.
Yeah, and a lot of great drivers that were racing hard early in the beginning that looked very promising, took the unfortunate pit road behind the wall. It sucks when you see drivers have such good races and it all unfolds like that.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that was an excellent race here. I look forward to calling it this week. I may be up in the booth again next week here with Duke. That was a very fun time. I hope next week's just as good as this week, and I can't wait for it to see who's our final 4.
Well, man, what's the next racetrack coming up? And we're going to get out of here. That way we can get everybody to bed here shortly. Unless you want to talk to your race winners.
Next week we are off to Phoenix for our cut race to see who makes the final 4. And we still did not lock the driver in. So that means everyone has to point their way in. Meaning, if you don't show up or if you wreck and you finish last and don't get any stage points, that is going to be very, very crucial for everyone involved. I don't think anyone has close to
it's going to be through the roof.
Yes. As Collins has fell into a must-win situation, and I want to say Roadhogger has as well. Them two are going to be in a must-win headed into Phoenix, as the other 6 are going to be very tight in a points battle trying to fight their way into the final 4.
Right here to get in Pocono, like normal, does not disappoint. So it gave us all what we were looking for. A lot of racing action, a lot of comers and goers. And it was Schlinken with his return to Kill Switch to get the job done. Any of your final thoughts?
Man, what a run by Schlinken. I knew bringing him back, I knew it was going to be a powerhouse race tonight with all these guys in the field. And he didn't do it in dominant fashion. He had a lot happen to him, but he got up there when it mattered most and came away with the victory. And like I said, another impressive run. Shout out to Hellcat. Very impressive run there. He was -1 right there with Jinx. Him and Jinx were battling on the cut line, and to come away third there at the end, that's going to help him a lot going into next week. Maybe give him a little relief in the stages and just have to worry about finishing well. But overall, I was impressed. Look forward to next week, and I'll see y'all then.
All right, guys. Appreciate everybody catching in and tuning in for the race or playoffs here and Kill Switch. Just 2 races to go. Who will be your next champion? We'll look into it. This is Duke Boy and Too Good. We're signing out.